Oh, the Middle East. What can I even say about you? You're so diverse in your land, your people, your religion, and your culture that it just makes my brain hurt just thinking about it. But, my teacher made me do this, so I guess I better get to work. So sit back, relax, get a tub of popcorn, whatever, and let me take you on a trip. A trip to where, you may ask? Well, a trip to the Middle East. People seem to think that the veil is a sign of oppression. This isn't true, but it's probably because of the fact that it covers some of, if not all, of the body. The different types of veils are the Kador, the Shaila, the Niqab, the Burqa, and the Hijab. These dresses are not sign of oppression. In fact, the Quran clearly states that all genders should be treated equally. Plus, women in the Middle East have played huge roles. Meet Hayat Sindi. She was one of the first 30 people to make it into the Saudi Arabia Sharia Council. The Sharia Council is the Saudi Arabia's version of the US Congress. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of women in that council. So if the Middle East don't respect their women, then why are there so many in the council? Well, it's because they do respect their women and they're treated the same as men. There are three main religions in the Middle East. These three religions are Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. The first religion is Christianity. Christianity mostly takes place in a book called the Bible. The Bible is a collection of stories that happened a long time ago. The main story is about a man named Jesus, who is God's son, who died on a cross to save people from the bad things they did. The next one is Judaism. Judaism takes place in the same book, the Bible, but they only read the Old Testament, which is the first part. Their main story is about a man named Moses, who saved the Jews from slavery in Egypt. Those are just the smaller religions in the country, but the main one, Islam, which is practiced by almost the entire continent. Islamics believe in everything that the Christians should believe, only Jesus was not the Son of God. Instead, they believe in a guy named Muhammad, which was told by an angel to write a book called the Quran. The book is kind of like a follow-up to the Bible, helping people understand better what the Bible meant. The Quran also says that you should take at least one trip to the Mecca in your life. Mecca is the birthplace of Muhammad. When Muslims pray, they must face Mecca, and they pray at least 5 times a day. Coolest thing about these three religions is that they all believe in one God. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, all these different people from different lands and different cultures. Best segue ever. No argument. Final part will be looking at the land, as well as the weather. Now you might say that the Middle East is a little bit sandy. I mean, all this tan, it's all desert. Look at it all. Now wait, hold on. What's all this green stuff over here? I thought they can't farm. Oh wait, yeah they can. They can farm. And if the Middle Easterns can farm, they'll find a way. I mean, not because they want to, it's for their survival. But what about water, you may ask? Middle Easterns aren't really limited to water. I mean, if they can just take it in rain form. They get about as much as we do in the United States. Their mountains, they help them a lot when it comes to farming. Here, let me show you what I mean. Over here you can see the farmland I just showed you, and over there are some mountains. Okay, now let's see what happens when it rains. Okay, so let's see where the water is going. That's right, directly into the field. That will help the farmers a lot. Wait, I kind of got off track. I guess I've been talking more about farming. Well, I guess 3 in 1, I guess. We have talked about a lot of things today. About how the women are actually treated, about the different religions of the Middle East, and about the land itself. So what are my final thoughts on this place we call the Middle East? Well, it seems like people seem to think that the Middle East is just a terrorist-filled, always fighting, and sexist continent. Well, that's not right at all. Not even close. I'm hoping by the examples I've shown you today that we can realize that the people of the Middle East are just normal people just like us. The only thing different is that they believe in different things. What's wrong about that? So maybe now we can just realize that the Middle East isn't such a bad place of the world after all.